Hello, and thank you for joining us on CN Live. I'm Colion, and today we're going to talk about educating children about good guys with guns, and we'll look at some awesome guns from overseas. But first, we're going to talk with we'll be talking a little concealed carry with Amanda Suffolk from REALIZE Firearms Awareness Coalition. How's it going, Amanda?
It's going great.
Awesome.
Going great.
Awesome. So tell us a little bit about the group.
Well, REALIZE is REALIZE Firearms Awareness Coalition is a group out of Ohio that does a wide variety of firearms education. We do public seminars, and the big thing that we do is we do FM radio.
Really? That
is to get guns out as a kind of out into the public. And so it's not, people have guns and a lot of people have guns, but it's kind of a dirty little secret. You don't talk politics, you don't talk religion, and you don't talk guns. And so we want to bring it out a little bit more into the public. And we do it in a way to where it's a question and answer gun show that we do. So 2 hours every Sunday where people can call and ask questions about guns, about rifling, about collecting, handling, anything from hunting, just anything that's firearms related, Second Amendment related, concealed carry related. And we've been doing it for about 5.5 years.
So what has been the most common question that you typically get asked?
Well, the one that amazes me is how many people believe that the term operating a firearm under disability means that you were on Social Security disability, and that people who are somewhat handicapped in some manner shouldn't own a firearm. And so when they hear the news say that, that's what they think. And I probably get asked that once a month. And so that, and felons understanding what the rules are associated with owning a firearm. They're like, well, I had a felony 20 years ago. When does it go away?
Well, it doesn't.
Understandings. Those two are kind of mixed together in people's minds, and they don't see the differences.
I want to parse out a little bit about the disability one, because I don't think I completely understood what the people were asking. So are people asking whether or not you're allowed to own a gun if you are disabled versus being a recipient of Social Security disability, or did I miss that explanation entirely?
That's sort of what they think. They hear that there's a charge. Somebody has been charged with operating a firearm under a disability. And so to us, we know that means that for some reason the legal system or the justice system has disabled them from owning a firearm.
Gotcha.
To them, they think that means that there is some disability, some physical disability.
Oh, okay.
Them not be able to own a firearm. And so they can't, they're not seeing the differentiation.
Gotcha. And then the second most often heard question is the one about felonies.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Yeah. I actually get a lot of people who wonder about that as well. It's sometimes it's unfortunate in some sense, especially when we talk about nonviolent felons, and they think that those felonies go away. They don't.
They don't, and not quite understanding it. I think that the one real benefit that we get about doing the radio show is that I do it in partnership with my brother, and my brother is a gun historian that is he learned how to reading Dixie Gun Works.
Really?
I mean, he's that kind of a gun guy.
Gotcha.
And so people call him, and he will talk ballistics without a book in front of him. He's that kind of a gun guy. But and I'm definitely not. So we kind of complement each other, and I would say that we've gotten a lot of women who've started to shoot because they see the two of us and understand that you don't have to be an expert to get started, and that everybody starts as a beginner and everybody starts by asking questions. And so we give them this format where they can ask as many questions as they want from the comfort of their own home without feeling silly or stupid. And so it really is a pretty good setup.
So now I'm going to ask the proverbial question. What is the silliest question you've ever been asked?
Well, I guess you get the one where, I went into a gun shop and they told me that this was the perfect gun for me.
Okay.
And it's like, well, let's talk. I tell them that picking a gun is kind of like picking a spouse. No one else can tell you what the perfect one is for you.
Yeah.
You have to kind of look at what you're doing, how you live, what you like, all of those kind of things. And each one of those sorts out part of the discussion as to which direction you go.
Awesome. Yeah, I think that's actually a great analogy. Actually, I think I might have to steal that from you. So if you ever hear me say it, just I'll try to plug you.
Yeah, you go. I heard this from this woman once.
Wait, but just one time, right? Or I might just So now you guys recently put on a concealed carry fashion show. Now, what was that like? I know for some people they're like, concealed carry fashion show. Like, do those two even go together?
Well, this is actually our second one. We did one in 2004.
All right.
2014. I'm sorry.
Well, I was like, oh, wow, that was a while ago.
2014. Both of them were a while ago in my head right now. In 2014, and we did it with just women, and the guys were like, "Hey, what about us?"
Yeah.
And so this one was done in conjunction with the Greater Cleveland Friends of NRA banquet.
Mm-hmm.
And so we did it in before their banquet, and it was fabulous. We had our models. We have this mixed models. So we had men, women, tall, short, curvy, slender, everybody. Because what we had, our commonality was we had shooters.
Yep.
And I just put out the word saying, I need 16 models that are shooters. Yeah. I need so many men and so many women. Who wants to do it? And it was fabulous.
Yeah, I think. Go ahead.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
Oh, the great part was we started to do this, and we said, okay, well, we'll start to do it, and we reached out to the people that we know and all of that, and then about probably a month into it, we picked the models and we started planning. And A&E's Viceland channel reached out to us and said, "You're doing a fashion show, and we have a show that's about fashion, and we'd like to feature you in a documentary."
That's interesting. I think they contacted me. I think it was you guys that they were talking about. Now that you mention it, I've just put two and two together.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that was the deal, is they came to us, and when they first brought it up, I was like, okay, so how much time are you talking? And I'm thinking maybe like a news segment, you'll get 5 minutes, you'll get 6 minutes, that kind of thing. And they're like, no. It's an hour-long documentary about what you guys are doing. Yeah. Okay, now that gets serious. On a whole nother level.
The pressure's on now.
Exactly, and because everybody's volunteers and we all have jobs in addition to all of the other advocacy stuff that we do. Yeah. So it was really good. Yeah. So they followed a couple models, they followed a couple designers, they came to the radio studio, so they did some pretty cool stuff. So I can't wait to see what that looks like.
No, absolutely. And I can imagine that the pressure was on pretty thick because, that Viceland audience in general, you're essentially responsible now for representing what people are going to presume to be the gun culture in this country.
I know. And so here you go. There's this. Okay, here. Imagine that.
Yep. Now,
so it was pretty darn neat. But at that point, then other people decided that they wanted to be involved. So then we got a couple more sponsors who wanted to step in and help, and so it was pretty good. It really was. I mean, Carr and Ruger said, "What do you need? What can I help you with?"
Awesome.
Shooter's Choice, USCCA sent books and people, and it was great.
Now, I think that the fashion show aspect is pretty awesome just because, and I love the way that you guys approached it by getting a bunch of different people and different body types, sizes, shapes. Because I think for the longest time, the idea of concealed carry was such a very static concept, and there was only one way to do it, and you only did it this way. And I think as more people got involved with firearms, and then as a result becoming more involved in concealed carry, people getting their permits and their license to carry, it kind of opened up the innovative aspects of our minds when it came to carrying a firearm. Because though it is a very, like I always say, it's a very low investment for something that can have an extremely high consequence in the positive for me if I ever needed to go to my gun. it could be a bit of a hassle sometimes to try to figure out how to carry a gun with you every day, all day, and then still remain comfortable. And so I think showing people different ways that people can do that, I think is awesome.
Well, yeah, I think, and that was part of it. The other part is that when you get a new student and you're talking to them about concealed carry, the first time they put on a gun, they swear they've got a neon sign above their head with an arrow that points gun, 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 gun. Yeah. And so for them to see models walking down the runway and to look, and the premise that we had was that they walked down the runway the first half, and we told them what size gun they were carrying, what gun they were carrying.
Yeah.
And then when they turned and came back, then we told them where they were carrying it. So you're looking at the models to see, can you find the gun?
Gotcha. That sounds fun.
And
even though I do it every day.
It was good. It was great. And we'd love an opportunity to be able to do that to an audience that's different or bigger than Cleveland, Ohio. But yeah, maybe there will come a time.
Hey, look, I'm all for it. I think you should push it and make it as big as possible. Before you know it, who knows? It may go nationwide.
Well, here's the thing. You can help put in a plug to the NRA to say we want to do it at the national meeting.
Okay.
Because where is a better place to do it than when everybody comes that has the same love?
I actually think that's a fantastic idea, personally. So I'll try to call somebody on the bat phone.
That would be fabulous.
But no, in all honesty, I do think that would be a great idea. Whether or not they agree with me, I don't know. We'll find out. But but I do think
you never know if you don't ask. But
which is true.
I think that the fashion shows are kind of cropping up around the country, and some of them you're seeing, and they're more focused on fashion than on gun. Others, they're focused on the gun, and so it's great if there's one in somebody's backyard, so they get an opportunity.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much, Amanda. I thank you for joining us here, and like I said, all the best of luck to you and everything that you guys are doing over there. I will definitely try to put in a word in terms of getting a fashion show set up at the annual meeting, because I'd be there. I wouldn't be a model, though. I'm not that pretty. But but no, thank you very much, Amanda.
We brought pro football player Bob Golick from the Cleveland Browns. We had him as one of our models.
Well, he's a football player, so he's going to be in much better shape than me.
That's something. Well, thank you very much for having me on your show.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Amanda.
Thank you.
All right. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're teaching kids about good guys with guns.